Like the other asset classes, we have seen some declines continue into this space as well. In the Indian markets, of course, the rupee depreciation is something that's keeping the calculations on the higher side. Otherwise, that's crude on your screens, more than 0.25% decline, just about holding that $90 per barrel mark. Same is the case with Brent as well, 110 onto that one. And the gold price is trading very flat on your screens. We have seen continuous decline coming in for the base metal prices as well. But before we go to our gears, those are some flashes coming in on your screens. The Supreme Court to hear issues related to 2G case on March 18th is the latest information coming in on that space there. Remember, that has been in contention and the Supreme Court would now hear the issues related to 2G cases on March of 18th. So keep a watch out, of course, onto that one. Ram, let's go to our guest then, and Ram Pitre, Senior VP, Head Commodity and Currency Research, Anand Rathi, now joins us live on the studio. Ram, hi, welcome. Let's start with the crude prices first, the kind of decline that we have continuously seen into that space. What's your sense now in the Indian markets also? Do you see 5,000 breaching anytime soon?
Yes, on international market, if you see the $90 is very important. It is close to that level. The break will confirm their further weakness and can go to $86 or $84. So sell on a rally on crude. Range I can say on international market in 90-92 for intraday basis. So if it comes to in rupee terms, if 5030, 5040, if you get that level, it is a good level to go short, and with a stop loss of 5050. And target definitely will be 4950 to 4930 on intraday basis.
Ram, also, what's your sense now coming in for the precious metal space? We've seen ETFs continue to go for a redemption, even as the euro has been on the weaker side. That seems to be putting pressure onto the prices here as well. It's a very flat trade today. How would you want to trade a gold?
In fact, on international market, we have seen a low of $1,555, and it has gone back to almost $1,620. And again, it is correcting on the downside. The overall the trend looks bearish still, and but on the intraday basis, I think $1,562 likely to hold. And basically, the overall the price of the gold is today likely to be influenced by the monetary policy as well as the currency movement. Euro, we have seen a low again at 1.2987, and if the break and close below this level, the pressure will come back to again on gold also, and gold also can retrace. But on I think on intraday basis, there is a strong support at around $1,560 likely to hold. In coming back to domestic market, so I suggest around 29,600 you can buy with a stop loss of 29,525, and you can get around 29,800 or 850 levels on the evening market.
Now, would you say the same for silver as well? Because there have been sharp declines to the tune of more than 9% for the month of Feb. March has started on a very flat note yet again, but are you looking at gains?
Definitely the main trend likely to be remain bearish. But again, on an intraday basis, I feel that on a May contract around 54,700, 750, if you get a level, you can buy with a stop loss of 54,500, and 55,000 or 55,300 can be seen in the afternoon or the evening market.
Now, let's take a look at the base metal prices then. And most of the metals are trading at around multi-month lows. Copper, to start with, is trading at a 3-month lows, and that's pretty much the case across. If you look at nickel, zinc, lead, all of them are at multi-month lows. What's your sense now coming in for this space?
Definitely the trend, bearish trend is likely to continue for even in a copper also. But some bounce back today is expected because of the I suppose the dollar might, some sort of a correction might take place because it has gone up to almost $81+. So it might come correct from that level. So again, I'm taking a chance on copper on intraday basis. If you get around 428, you can buy with a stop loss of 426, and 431, 432 or even 433 can be seen in the evening market.
Ram, even as much of the international markets are in the red or flat, the Indian calculations, of course, are higher, and you have a buy call on them as well. How do you look at the rupee going forward now, with 55 quite easily taken off today?
Rupee has again from 50 to 90, it has gone back to almost 55, and it has crossed 55 level. Looks like 55, 30, 35 area is a good resistance area, and that sort of level can be the trend change level. It can go back to around 55, 90 or 56 level. But at the present situation, looks like for on an intraday basis, looks like it might hold a 55, 30, 35 level, and from that the correction might come and may stop around On a downside around 54.75, 54.80, again it is a support area. So range I can say in rupee from here onward between 54.75 to 54.50, and either side breakout will give the clear indication that which way the rupee will move from here onward.
Kaushal Jaini of Thani Investment Services joins in with his afternoon trading ideas. Kaushal, thanks for joining in on ET Now. First up, what's your call on precious metals, specifically on gold?
We have seen some great correction in gold on the past fortnight, and we expect this consolidation in gold to continue between 1560 on the downside to 1620 on the upper side. This $80 to $100 range would be the next moment in gold given a month's or two time frame. We don't expect great rally in gold given the fact that there are some great positive news from US and the sequester spending decision to be taken this week. So we are more positive on the dollar rather than on gold. On the given note, we also have seen the rupee depreciating quite a lot from 53.80 to a high of 55.40 odd levels. So we expect this depreciation in rupee to continue down the line. Rupee has been has given a great breakout on the technical chart, and we expect rupee to depreciate further to 55.80 levels over a period of time. So given this scenario on the domestic continent, gold could be a sell on rise strategy where one can sell gold at around 29,780 on rise with a stop loss of around 29,854, targets of 29,650 to 29,620 on the downside. Over a period of time, we would expect gold to retest 29,500 levels on the downside.
Right, and what about your views on copper?
Base metals are weak, and we expect the base metals weakness to continue. Copper in particular is on the weaker territory. Every rise the sell approach 435 levels is a very serious resistance for copper. We don't expect this resistance to be broken, and copper is a great probability to test around 420 levels. So one can sell copper on rise at around 429 with a stop loss at around 431 and a downside target of 426 to 425 levels.
Let's get in then. Naveen Mathur from Angel, and he joins us live on the show with his strategies on all of those commodities. Naveen, hi, welcome. Let's start with gold first, and trading very flat in the Asian markets right now. How would you want to trade that given the rupee calculation also in place?
Yeah, thank you very much, Manish, and good morning. I think the markets look positive for the intraday. A little range bound, but a positive trend, a slightly bullish trend for the day because of the depreciation in Indian rupee, and therefore we are recommending our clients for the intraday to take on the buy position on MCX. The buying can be initiated for the month of April at around 29,650 or 660 odd levels. Stop loss we would recommend for this trade, Manish, at around 29,540 and targets at around 29,840 or so.
Naveen, how are you looking at the base metal prices, especially copper, which is trading at a 3-month lows? Do you see further declines in that?
No, I don't think so. Too much of a decline from here. There is some kind of a positivity coming out of the Eurozone. We have the Eurozone meeting today for the decision on the bailout of the Cyprus. At the same time, the monetary policy the monetary easy policy continuing across the globe. Let it be the Central Bank of Japan or maybe the US or the Eurozone. I think the positivity is building around that particular liquidity in the markets, and therefore we are positive on the long-term perspective, but at the same time, intraday also, we are recommending for a buy for the copper contract on the MCX. Just because of the rupee depreciation, the Indian rupee terms would trade a little upside, and therefore the buying can be recommended at around 425. Stop loss would be recommended at around 423, and we are expecting targets on the upside in the range of 430 to 431, Manisha.